War Thunder has a huge problem. It's so bad and it affects literally everyone who plays the game. It's something that most games in the modern day and age have combated and do actively combat, but not War Thunder. And that problem is, of course, Burnout. But what makes War Thunder in particular so bad at this that other games get right, that Gaijin has got wrong? And the answer to this is incredibly simple. It's the gameplay loop. Every round of War Thunder feels the same. It's always the same monotonous tasks on repeat. Don't get me wrong, I love this game. I've got a lot of hours in it. And look at my channel, I make lots of videos on this game. But I can't argue against the fact that War Thunder's gameplay loop, especially compared to other games, is incredibly repetitive. Take an example like Counter-Strike. You're playing the same few maps again and again and again, with the same weapons. But each game, each round is played differently, and it feels different. War Thunder doesn't really have that. There's the same metas for every map. In air battles, the map doesn't matter. You'll just climb up as high as you can and then dive down each other. If you're in air battles, you stay as low to the ground and shoot BBRs. It does not matter. The map does not make a difference in air battles. And in ground, there's two metas or your two favourite strategies, and you'll just repeat that again and again and again. There is no breaking up the loop, it's the same. But it's not even just the actual gameplay loop itself, it's the progression. The progression is so long and tedious, and it takes so many hours to get to top tier in a nation, that just to get a vehicle that you want to play, or a vehicle that you clicked on the War Thunder ad for, their shiny new Tomcats and stuff, then to actually unlock that is going to cost you dozens of hours, at least a good bit of money, and also just repeating the same task again and again and again until you finally get it. And when you do, you're dissatisfied, because what do you do with it? You repeat the same task. Now this has two very simple solutions, one simpler than the other. The first is to have more unique quests. Have a quest system that makes you do something that you wouldn't normally do. Make you do something that you have to go out of your way for, and actively try to complete the quest. That way, as opposed to your daily task, whatever the hell, where it's just get 15 critical hits. It's nobody cares. You'll just do it anyway. But if it was something actually unique and refreshing, it would break up the gameplay loop, and you could also maybe offer progression rewards for it too, which would also help speed up progression. As for what these quests would be, in the current game state, truthfully, I have no idea, because it's very difficult to do this with War Thunder's simplistic, repetitive gameplay loop. Which is why my other solution, I think, is better, or even better, just implement both. And the other solution is to have more unique battles, more diverse battles. Add strategic objectives that aren't just capturing a point. Maybe put in a big bunker that you have to have one of your friendly HE slingers blow up. Or in air battles, add more unique bases, and when you destroy certain bases, it changes certain ways the game behaves or certain things on the front. Things like this would be simple and relatively easy for Gaijin to add, but would make a big difference. Or just add more game modes as a whole. Add bomber escort missions. That'd be sick. I know me and a lot of other people would love to be able to either fly a bomber in giant formation, or fly a fighter escorting that giant formation, or fly a fighter intercepting that giant formation. It'd be a lot of fun. They have tried similar events like that before, and I really enjoyed them, and I don't see why they're not just proper full-time game modes. I'd also love to see, for this more unique style of battle, to feature more impactful actions. When you're playing ground RB, no matter how many kills or deaths you get, or how many planes you spawn, or how many points you capture, your actions don't feel powerful, they don't feel consequential, which I think is a problem. Take a game like Arma Reforger. I get that the wars on that and the fights on that can last days, and I'm not asking for War Thunder to add week-long game modes. That's not what I'm asking. But in Reforger, when you successfully do an assault, or you successfully defend an assault, you feel like you've had an impact on the battle. It's done something. It's helped the team. In War Thunder, that aspect is not there. There is no teamwork as a result of that, and everyone feels like it's a free-for-all, even against your own teammates. Which then creates another problem, because you end up with people not having as much fun, because your team, who's supposed to be on your side and helping you, feel more like competitors, and it sort of feels like it's you against the world, and that can be a bit frustrating on what's supposed to be a team-based game and is designed in such a way. So, in my opinion, the best way to solve War Thunder's biggest problem is to just have a rework of the way missions work. Change the way air battles work. Change the way ground battles work. You can keep the old ones for all I care as well, just as a separate game mode or whatever. Or hell, make the new ones a separate game mode. I just want to play something more intuitive than point and click. And I think that's a fair judgment to make. I think that's why War Thunder gets so, like, burning out-ified. I don't know the word for it. It gets so repetitive and it gets so, I'm not going to say dull, but you get what I mean. Like, it feels like you're just doing the same thing and playing the same game, which you are. But again, as I mentioned before, the example of Reforger, it feels like you're doing something. That's what I want from War Thunder, and I think many others would agree. Now, what's the main takeaway from this video, except from me just going on a mini ramble? I know that's not another part of my channel name. Mini Mondays is already bad enough. And the takeaway from this is that if you're ever burnt out of War Thunder, like I am at the moment, like, you don't have to play 8 games a day to get the next vehicle. You can just play like one round and then log off, and it's not that deep. I wish War Thunder felt more like cool. I don't know how to put it. I wish it felt more impactful when you actually play, but sadly that's not something we have. I feel like such a big part of that comes in Zolo with the trailers. Like, their trailers make it seem like such a cinematic, such an enjoyable, impactful experience. But when you play it, you sort of end up rage quitting that you got sniped by a T-34 from 2 kilometers away that you couldn't see because it had 8 bushes on it. And so, yeah, that's my honest opinion on War Thunder's biggest problem, or at least what I think War Thunder's biggest problem is, and how they can fix it. I'd love to see for them to do something like this in the future, but considering it's been how many years now and we still don't have bomber cockpits, I imagine that this is probably never going to be fixed ever. And it's just going to be a case of War Thunder's a game that you're supposed to play in phases, and you're supposed to go away for a couple months and then come back for a couple months. Or, you know, not even time frames that big, you know, go away for a couple of weeks, come back for a couple of weeks, go for a couple of days, come back for a couple of days. But you get the point. You're just not supposed to continuously play it, which doesn't really work with the long grind, but it's the way Gaijin has set the game up to be, whether they meant to or not. Thanks for watching this video. I'm sure I probably put some text on the intro to mention this, but yes, I am currently sick, in case you couldn't tell by the that you've been hearing throughout the video. And so yeah, that's what I've got this week. I'll be back next week with something. I don't really know yet. I'm going to be for real. But yeah, hope you have a great day. Subscribe, join my Discord, talk in the comments about your thoughts on War Thunder's problems, and your thoughts on different game modes and what they could do to make the game more interesting. That's all from me. Have a good day, or a good night, or screw it, have a great week, and I'll see you in my next video, unless you never come back, in which case, have a good life. Bye!